Hello, my name is James, and I'll be your Ielts examiner today. Could you tell me your name, please?
My name is Hyun Park.
Okay, and before we start, Hayun, could I see your identification, please?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. And we are going to start with part one. And in part one, I'm going to interview you about two topics,
Yes.
and those topics are books and advertising. So we're going to start talking about books, if you can just try to answer the questions as clearly as you can. So, do you like reading books?
A little bit, just not much.
So why don't you like reading books much?
Because I have to do many works and my study, so I don't have much time for reading.
Okay, and when you do read books, what kind of books do you like?
Usually I read books in weekend in the cafe, and I read book in my major.
Okay, and what kind of books do you like?
Usually I read into reading sports.
Sports?
Yeah, sports
Okay.
and gymnastics.
And why do you like those kinds of books?
Because my major was gymnastics, and in my university also my major is gymnastics, so I'm interested about the topics.
Okay, and are there any books you have been reading recently?
Not recently, but maybe before 2 months, I read one book. The writer is my professor, university professor.
Okay, and what kind of books do you think are popular these days?
Like Harry Potter, and maybe usually popular is comics, because many comics they're making the movies, so the original comics the popular nowadays.
Okay, good. We're going to go on and talk a little bit about advertising now. So, do you like watching advertisements?
Not like much, because the advertising is annoying to the when I'm watching the YouTube video.
Okay, and will you ever buy something after watching an advertisement?
Yes, usually I watching the lipstick or like eyeliner. So when I'm watching, I'm thinking about that. Really, I want to buy that.
Okay,
Yeah.
and how often would you buy something after watching an advertisement?
In the past, I buying 1 month, each 1 month the one buy, but now I'm not frequently buy. I buying maybe 6 months.
Okay.
Yes.
And you talked about advertising on YouTube.
Yeah.
So how do you feel when you see pop-up advertisings on the internet?
Advertising is not much bad, but when I watching the YouTube, they don't feel like good advertising, just annoying to me.
And are there any advertisements that you like because they're funny or silly?
Yes, when I watching the when I think the clothes advertising a little bit funny and silly, because they have to buy this, and many people have to interesting about this and they're watching this, so they have to make funny.
Okay, very good. Okay, that's part 1 finished.
Yeah.
We're now going to move on to part 2.
Yeah.
So in part 2, I will give you a card and it has the question on it. You will have 1 minute. You can make some notes here. And then after 1 minute, I will ask you to start speaking.
Okay.
Okay? So you can prepare. Okay, that's your time up. So you should try to speak for between 1 and 2 minutes with
Okay.
your answer.
I think is environment problem is air pollution is seriously problem. Usually the happening beginning is in China factory. They too much making a lot of things. So I think the problem solved to government, international government policy have to make them such as reduce the time, making time, or the time has to 10 or 12 in the days, then or the making the advertise to people have to think the air pollution is really serious, then they have to reduce the making and in factory it has to be good to our in future, or the government had to say to people or the China the air pollution cause is to them. They had to your problem is hard to many countries, so that you have to stop or reduce your problems. Then
Okay,
conversation.
we'll just stop there. So do you worry about the future of the environment?
Yes, a little bit, because the air pollution, the making, then I'm myself to hurt. Yeah.
So what problems does that cause for our lives?
Our health has to be early death. Yes, so that is really serious things. Or in future, my family or many people have to bad health because their air pollution problems.
Okay, and are there any other environmental problems that you worry about?
Our planet has to big problem, such as the tree or water has to gone or reduce. Is I think it's really serious problems.
Okay, thank you very much. So that's part 2 finished.
Okay.
Now, in part 3, we're just going to talk about the problems with the environment a little bit more and in some more detail. So, you've already talked about air pollution.
Yes.
What are some other problems in the environment in your country?
Nowadays, is virus is environment problem too.
Mhm.
We already have the COVID virus. It's really serious problem in international. We have to try to solve this problem, and we have to careful. This another virus is for our and us futures.
So, how can we be careful about other viruses?
Maybe wash hand and wear a mask or taking a pills, and be honest to my ways. That is, we have to try things.
Okay. And how can people protect the environment?
I think it's just a little thing, but don't throw the trash anywhere. We have to throw the trash right things, and using the plastic to reduce, or try the vegetarian, or care myself, like like for my health, and talking with neighbor and getting to the conversation about the environment problems.
Okay. We have a lot of ways to protect the environment, like national parks. Do you think those things are a good way to help protect the environment?
Before I say about this problem, solve the problem is just like little bit and ours. The national problem is we have to do big event to making the big event for environment problems. Making a day about the 3 days or planet day, then that day we have to try for environment problems. We making a new solve things, and more try to the problems.
Okay. And these days, the problem of water pollution is becoming greater. What do you think we can do to help that problem?
Firstly, we don't have to throw the trash to water, and we have to protect water animals and fish, and making a new scientist stuff, and to solve the water problems.
Okay. Okay, Hayun, thank you very much. That's now the end of your IELTS test. Well done, and I hope you have a good day.
Thanks. Thanks a lot. You too. You have to have a good day too.
Okay, so I just want to speak a little bit about your overall feelings about today's test.
I'm really nervous, but the start beginning, I feel forgot my study Ielts like vocab or grammars, but it's really good for me to practice Ielts.
Okay, and so what have you been doing to study for IELTS?
Reading, listening, and speaking, writing the question. Try to solve question and study with my IELTS teachers.
Okay, and you talked about the 4 different parts.
Yeah.
Which part is the most difficult, do you think?
I think the writer is really difficult for me.
And why is that so difficult?
Because I'm not good at grammars, but IELTS is really need to good grammar skills, but I'm not good at that.
Okay, and going back to today's test, which part did you find the most difficult?
Today, I think is part 3 is really difficult.
And why was that difficult?
I have to thinking about the one topic but I have to say about a lot of things, the one topic. So lastly, I didn't get thinking about the question, so I had to think about thinking hard.
And which part did you find the easiest?
Part 2 is I'm thinking it's most easier.
And why was that the easiest for you?
One topic is gave to me one topics, but to prepare the time is too comfortable to me.
Okay, and which of the topics was best for you today? So we talked about what did we talk about? We talked about the environment, and we talked about books as well. Which topic was the best for you?
Books is the best topics because interactor about my majors.
Okay, good. And what score do you think you would have got today if this was the real IELTS test?
Maybe 5.0.
5.0, okay. And what is your target score?
My target score is 6.0.
6.0, yeah, very good. Okay, well, thank you very much, Hyun.
Thanks.